Hey guys, this is Daniel from iApologia.com, where science, reason, and Christianity meet. Today I want to talk about Black Lives Matter. They do. In fact, they matter a lot. Now, that's not to preclude other people's lives. Someone from a European descent, someone from an Indian descent, someone from a Asian descent, someone from Aussie descent. It doesn't matter. We all matter. All right. So we have to remember this. Black lives really do matter. However, I want to address another issue though, and it's something totally different than Black Lives Mattering. And that is an organization titled or named or has the website title as blacklivesmatter.com. A lot of times people say it is BLM for Black Lives Matter. Now, this organization does not matter. In fact, in a sense, it does not matter, but in a sense, it really does, because it's a radical, dangerous organization that it does not represent black people at all. Now, it might represent a few black people, and that's a different story, but it does not represent black people. Now, you're like, okay, why are you white? Well, here's the thing. I'm not making the racist comment here, guys. These are the people that are saying, hey, Black Lives Matter, and it was all about black. And as you'll see here, it's going to have some racist overtones in their website. So it's really concerning. And not only that, it's a very focused on a social justice type of mentality or critical theory type of language and ideas that come out here. So as we're reading through here, I want to point it out to you. And I want to point out to you something very interesting about this website, this exact page that we're looking at right here. Why are we concerned about this page right here? Well, this page gives some of the most succinct or most overview ideas that they are preaching. So let's look at some of these ideas here. The page is called What We Believe, and it goes into kind of like the history. And let me just scroll down here and let's look at it together. Right off the bat, it says Black Lives Matter began its call to action in response to state-sanctioned violence and anti-black racism. What? And then it goes on a little later, says, talks about this exact same thing, the rampant and deliberate violence inflicted on us by the state. What in the world is that? It's talking about like is this some sort of conspiracy theory? I think they're trying to say there's some sort of cultural racism type of thing or systemic racism. I'm assuming that's what they're trying to say here, which is very questionable. Some of the things that they say that are good is we acknowledge and respect and celebrate differences and commonalities. Awesome. These are just very PC sounding language. We work vigorously for freedom and justice for black people, and by extension, all people. And they say this a couple times, or something to this effect. Good, I agree. We need justice and freedom for everyone, and I agree with this. The problem with this is that they are using justice and freedom in a different way than you and I would use it. We would use it in a different manner, which I'll point out here as we go along. Now, as you notice, the highlight areas here, as you look at it, I want you to notice some of the language. The next item here is we are guided by the fact that Black Lives Matter. Great. Okay. Regardless of the actual or perceived sexual identities, gender expression. Wait. So they talked about sexual identities, gender identity, and gender expression. Okay. There's something going on. It's really woke. It's a social justice, postmodern type of ideas coming in on us right now. Economic status. Okay. Ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status, or location. So now we start seeing that they're trying to break people up in groups. If you notice in here, they're putting people in different groups, whether their sexuality or whether their gender or economic status or age or ability or a location, if they're in a family or not in a family. So it's already trying to segment people into different groups. And saying that we're all together on this, but it's still segmenting people in different groups. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. So now they're calling out, and not only do they call out, we make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead, but then they go a little later and says, we are self-reflective and do the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folks. So they're trying to promote trans people in this group, especially trans women whoa, why is this sexist? Now we have sexist is, here going, trans women, what are you talking about here? Black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by the trans antagonistic violence. This is really strange here. We build space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogynism, and environments in which men are centered. And then they say, oh, we practice empathy, which is a good thing. Great. Okay. So these are just some concerning things here. Why are they, when they start naming these isms, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, red flags are popping up. It's not necessarily bad. It's just these red flags are popping up in my mind when I'm reading this. And now comes the most crazy part, or the most social justice or critical theory part, which or some people call cultural Marxism. So let's go through here. We make space for family-friendly, great, okay, and enable parents to fully participate with their children. Okay, great, I'm glad. It sounds really family-friendly. Then it jumps into the next point. It says, we dismantle the patriarchal, what? Practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so that they can mother in private even as they participate in public justice work. Now, I'm not excited about mothers working 2 shifts. I'm all for mothers having times with their family. That's a given. No one's questioning that. But that's not patriarchal at all. That's what needs to be done there is just the family unit needs to grow, not some sort of structural racism or patriarchal white maleness or whatever they're trying to say here. And then they go into say, we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family. Whoa, structure. So they just going straight at the nuclear family. This is concerning. Requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that are collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. Whoa, they are opposed to the nuclear family, the biblical family, the family that builds, that is a grounding for Western civilization. They are opposed to that. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement. Wow. Talking about disrupting the black community, this is really concerning. If you are African American or if you're black, this should be like setting bells off your mind. Like, this group is dangerous. Get out of it as soon as possible. We foster queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking, or rather the belief that all in the world are heterosexual unless she, he, or they disclose otherwise. So they'll say, no, we're not just heterosexual people. We are homosexual types of people here too, and all these other LGBTQ and all these other groups of people, this fragmented groups of people. Wow. We cultivate an intergenerational and communal network free of ageism. Ooh, another social justice word. Now, one thing funny about ageism is I use it on people who promote abortion because they are ageist. They're killing babies who are unborn, who are not even born yet, who are the smallest among us, the most innocent among us, and they are killing them. They're murdering them. And so they are being ageist. This is kind of a interesting point here. And then they kind of sum up, we embody the practice of justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another. Awesome. That sounds awesome, right? Well, they mean these things differently than how we would mean justice. They mean something like, when they say justice, they think that like, which we're going to hear, that they think there should be like reparations, and they think that there's this heteronormative, this white male patriarchal structure, and that we should demolish them. And since these old white men are in control, that we should demolish it. Okay, and they need to bow their knee to us, and that's what justice is all about. And that's what liberation is all about. And it's not going to be peace until that happens, until we are in control. That's what they say. And then I find another one too. This one is around their front page now. It's a defund the police. And this is what they say in the article. It says, we call for the national defunding of police. We demand investment in our communities and resources to ensure black people not only survive, but thrive. If you're with us, add your name, blah, 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 blah. We call for the national defunding of police. That's really strange. All right. Then I found this one, a website that connected Black Lives Matter with reproductive justice. When I say reproductive justice, I'm meaning that they're saying that they're pro-abortion or pro-choice. They are pro-abortion. And this website here, Color Lines, I'm not too sure who they are. There's an article written in 2016, which I noted here. I want to be clear that this is an older article, a few years old. But then it says here, today, leaders, which is back in 2016, leaders from Black Lives Matter, Trust Black Women, and New Voices for Reproductive Justice connected to discuss the intersectionality, social justice code word right there, of the movements to save the lives of Black women and how activists and politicians can align to amplify the message. They're connecting with pro-abortion organizations, these evil organizations. Now, you might say, okay, well, this is a secondary website. It's not from their website. It's not from their words. Just because you're connected with them doesn't make that they are actually pro-abortion. Well, the problem is that, Black Lives Matter had this one article on their website a number of years ago. It's written maybe 2018, I think here. The last article here. Let me bring that up here. And as you see here, the title was in response to the State of the Union, talking about Trump's State of the Union in 2018. And they noticed that Trump's a fascist. This is how Trump's pro-fascism has become normalized. Whoa. Do you even know what fascism even is? Like, seriously? This is crazy. Then he goes on to saying more things about Trump being fascist. And Trump's first year in office has been marked by instability and policies reflective of his leader, like a Nazi trying to hide a neck tattoo. They're comparing him to a Nazi. Trump shows his true colors whenever he shifts aimlessly from empty platitude to veiled threat. Wow, he's comparing him to a Nazi. That is crazy. Like, seriously, like, what are you talking about here? You don't even know what Nazis are to be able to say this. Trump's not a Nazi, by the way, if you haven't noticed. All right. So some of the things that are interesting from this, I want to just read through here just because I think it illustrates some more concerns, and especially the pro-abortion item here. But let me just read through here. We deserve and thus we demand clean water, safe schools, and communities conducive to life. Agree. I think they should have clean water, safe schools, and communities conducive to life. And if they really want this stuff, here's something that doesn't make sense to me. They've been in control. When I say they, I mean the Democratic Party in these types of areas where there is not clean water, where there is not safe schools, where communities are not conducive to life. And here's the thing. It's like, wait, if the things that you're doing are not working, why are you continuing doing them? Get the Democrats out. Get someone in there who's going to actually do something for your community. Step up, pull yourselves up by your own bootstraps. Work with other people. Get with the party that actually helped get rid of slavery. We deserve and thus we demand policies that recognize we exist as both individuals who need opportunities and members of beloved communities who need reparations. Whoa, reparations. Now we just popped into reparations as well. We deserve and thus we demand reproductive justice. Here's straight from their website that they demand. We deserve and demand reproductive justice. In other words, they're saying we demand abortion. We demand killing innocent human black babies. That's evil, like immensely evil, like beyond evil. Wow. And they talk about their own autonomy over their own bodies, our identities, while ensuring that our children and families are supported, safe, and able to thrive. How is your families able to be safe and be able to thrive and be supported if you're killing your own offspring? This does not make sense if you look at this article here. Wow. All right. Then it keeps going on here. As an African descendant people forged the fires of the American South, blah, blah, blah. And then he's talking again about this fascism. We're accustomed to fascism and stuff like that. Like, whoa, that's really, really strange. And then it goes into more about fascism on Trump. So this is a really strange way of handling this thing. So So there's a number of items here that I think we should pull out from this. Black lives do matter, like all lives matter. And if anybody is being racist, I'm the first one to want to call them out. I do not put up with racism. I do not like racism. However, BLM or blacklivesmatter.com, the organization, is evil and is wrong, and you should get out of it. It's anti-Christian on all levels, but especially on their idea of social justice, because that's not Christian, that's anti-Christian. That's a other worldview that goes against a Christian worldview. It has a redefinition of justice, and it's an evil item. So it has a social justice mentality. It has an item where they're promoting sexual immorality. They're promoting the breakdown of the family. They're promoting the evil practice, the murderous practice of abortion. And then, obviously, whatever, they're talking about Trump, and that doesn't really affect me as much, but here's the thing, and maybe Trump is all bad, and that's fine, except for the fact that people like them who hold to their ideas are saying that Trump's bad. And when they're saying he's bad, red flags come up to me. It's like, well, is he really? Because if he's not, if they're saying he's bad because of these ideas, it's like, wait, no, those are actually good ideas. So why would I want to believe them that Trump is some sort of fascist, especially when I know what fascism means? And it doesn't mean what Trump is. So whatever they're coming up with the definition of fascism is, I don't know. But it's not Trump. It's more like the Democratic Party. If you actually know what fascism is, it's more of a progressive movement, progressive left movement, contrary to the popular narrative. It's not a right movement. It's an extremely left movement. It was the left of the United States that promoted it. It's a socialistic movement. Is it nationalistic? Yes, it's nationalistic, but it's a very socialistic movement. So there you go. Hopefully that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video. I'd love to have you. More likes the better. Please comment below. Also, please subscribe to this video. And in addition to that, please ring the little bell so that whenever a video comes in, that you will get the bell sent to your machine to say, hey, there's another new video up and going. Do not forget to check out iApologia.com. I'd love to have you on board. Feel free to sign up for the latest articles. Also, do check out the other social media platforms. I have things on Twitter and on Facebook. I have things on, I have posts on USA.life, and I have it on MeWe, and I have it on, lastly here, I have it on TikTok. I just got on TikTok recently again, and I'm posting stuff on there. So if you're on TikTok, feel free to jump on there as well. I hope that you're going to have a great day. I'm going to encourage you with one last thing. Go out, give your world Christ.